Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Captain Howie here, the Geocaching Jeeper. You know, I've been watching all these videos where everyone's doing these mail calls and showing off all the cool swag they're getting. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? I want to do one of those videos. So we're going to do that today. Let me grab my coat and let's go out and get the mail. Fall is definitely in full effect. It's chilly out here. All right, let's see what's in the old mailbox, shall we? All right, cut. We're out here today to try to find some caches, of course. Now, this series of caches that we're trying to find, there's a series of about 23 caches, and wouldn't you know it, they're all dedicated to different models of Jeeps. Now, these caches were put out by another cacher and Jeep enthusiast, and this is actually just one town over from where I live. Now, I've actually got a couple of the caches, but the majority of them are mystery caches. And those mystery caches, you have to find 4 specific caches to get some letters and numbers, basically a code, to translate to find the coordinates of the other caches. It's kind of confusing. The wind is whipping, which you probably tell on the mic we're going to have to contend with. And yeah, so we're going to try to find these, and we'll see how we do. Alright, well, it's quite possible I have missed the trail, because this is a bushwhack from the start. The starting location was a soccer field, and I came into the tree line from there. And like I said, I couldn't find a trail that actually led into the woods, so I'm bushwhacking right off the start. So we'll see how we do. I couldn't film out there in the soccer field because of the sun and the wind, but now that I'm in the tree line, it's a little easier. So we'll see if we can get a little closer, and we'll go from there. Alright, well, I'm at stage 1 of the multi-cache. I've been looking around for a little while and I couldn't find it, so I had to go to the hint. And the hint says pine tree just hanging around. So here is a pine tree, and actually there's the cache. So I'm going to get the coordinates off of that, and I'll head to stage 2. Alright, well, I found the coordinates from the first stage of the multi-cache to the second stage, and by looking in the logs I saw that it's actually better to drive and park at a different location to get the second stage. But while we're here, there's a letterbox out here. Now, I finally found the logging road, or fire road. What's left of it is pretty grown up, so we're gonna follow that. Alright, we're on our way to the letterbox cache, and my GPS is beeping at me that it's about to die, so this is going to be interesting, because I'm going to end up having to use my phone app and film. So that'll be fun. So you can see the weeds on this so-called fire road are probably chest high. It's very grown in, so we'll have some fun. As you can see, luckily the little trail we were on has come out onto a more worn fire road, a little easier walking, so it's a little more solid. The other road we were on was very wet, very muddy. This is well packed. Alright, looking at the GPS, I guess we have to follow this road actually past the cache and then cut back to our right, otherwise we end up in a swamp. So that's what we'll do. gonna take us a little longer, but it's better than walking through a swamp. It's a beautiful day here. It is cold and windy, but it's still a beautiful day. I don't know if you noticed in the beginning, I am wearing my blaze orange because it is hunting season. So keep our eyes open. And it looks like we have company. Well, that was interesting. Here I am trying to be quiet. It is hunting season. You know, we have to share the woods with all people that enjoy the outdoors, including hunters. So here I am trying to be quiet. And what seemed like a school field trip came through with probably 30 screaming, yelling kids. So I guess I don't have to be so quiet anymore. Alright, we're getting close to ground zero here on the next cache we're looking for, which is a letterbox. Now I have a stamp and honestly have never stamped a letterbox before, so hope to find this one and I'll actually finally get a stamp in a letterbox, so that'll be cool. Alright, GPS says we're about at ground zero. I don't know if you can see how thick these trees are. I mean, you can barely move. The hint says hanging around next to the dead soldier. I'm guessing there's some downed trees here. I'm guessing that's the dead soldier. I don't really understand. But I'm looking up. Not seeing anything yet. So I'll keep on looking here. Alright, well, I've been looking around for maybe 15 minutes. The GPS had me about 25 feet away from here, and then it finally adjusted. So I came over here, and there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. I'm going to stamp the stamp for the first time. Never stamped a letterbox before. I've signed the logs in letterboxes, but I've never had a stamp to actually stamp it. So we'll do that, and then we'll see how many other caches we get today. Alright, what you guys didn't get to see is, if you remember in the beginning of the video, I said that the caches I was going to find held clues to solve the coordinates for the final stages. Guess what I forgot to look at? So I just hiked back to that cache, the letterbox, got the coordinates, or the code, and now I'm on to the next. But don't do that. I've done that before. It's not fun. So, well, it's still fun, but it's a pain in the ass. Alright, well, this is the third cache that I need to find to get the codes off of the logbooks to solve the mystery for the other caches. You can see I found it right there. So I actually still have to find the second stage of the multi, which was the first cache I looked for today. So I think I'll take this cache, I'll sign the log, get the code out of it, and then I'll head back to the truck. Alright, well, I corrected the coordinates on the multi so that now they read the coordinates of the second stage. And unfortunately, the second stage was probably, I would say, 0.2 of a mile from the letterbox that I did. Unfortunately, I'm not hiking back out there again today. It's getting late. Plus, the local school was running cross-country through the trails. So I kept on bumping into groups of kids that getting all these strange looks, this guy with video equipment and orange out in the middle of their trail. So I'm gonna wait for another day. We'll move on to the next and hopefully we can get them all. That didn't make any sense.